It's so nice to see so many familiar boxes again. So I'm glad not to have driven you away too far, that you come back and you're happy to move and share yoga, movement, breathing, and a focus on you, your good self. It's very important to take time out, I'm going to say every day, but at least once in a while, to do something like that for yourself. So if you have a strap with you, that would be great, or a scarf or a belt, because we might use that later. You might like a drink handy too if you need a sip of something, and a nice sensible chair. I never said that before. A sensible chair. What do I mean by that? I mean not the comfy chair kind of thing, but something that helps you sit up tall and not want to slouch. Some of the movement will do standing, some of it you can stay seated if you prefer, but whichever you're doing, find that very steady base of your seat. And let's do that. We'll have the feet on the floor, the hands onto the lap, and come into seated mountain pose. Maybe you have a favorite mountain. You can picture that. It's very strong foundation. And then rising up. So there's a sense of energy in yourself of rising from the foundation of your seat. And in that, you have a position to breathe well. Let's see if we can sense their breathing. So just noticing air going in and out of your nose. Maybe you feel its slight coolness as you breathe in. And the warmness as you breathe out. And then where in your torso do you sense your breathing? And you feel your rib cage move, the lower ribs down here, for example. Do they expand out as you breathe in and close in as you breathe out? And then maybe you can feel each inhale, the heart slightly lifts. And on the exhale, slightly lowers. And then perhaps you can sense your belly, and you can also touch any of these areas, that as you breathe in, you feel your belly just slightly swell out. And as you breathe out, your belly retracts back. And if you're into toning the abdominals and all of that, you can perhaps feel that a really good long exhale, you pull your belly button in towards your spine. Really feel it draw in as you fully exhale. Exhale a little longer than usual. Empty out. That gives room for you to fill up then. Expansion. Opening out. And gently contracting as you breathe out. And with this focus on breath, you bring the nervous system to a calmer place, soften throughout the body, and bring awareness. Let's move a little with the breath. Breathing in, let your shoulders rise. Breathing out, let the shoulders fall. Nice long exhale. Breathing in, let the shoulders rise. And breathing out, let them fall. No, we don't all breathe at the same pace. So do this a few times at your tempo, matching your breath. And perhaps you're noticing, do your shoulder blades run at the same time? Is one a little eager? The two shoulders move gently, evenly, freely. And we can take this into a nice roll of the shoulders, lifting up and back, and down. Let's do that a few times. Focus on just the pleasure of moving your body, gently warming up, making space and allowing for better breathing. That feels good. Okay, let's take the elbows a little, as if we're sitting in that dreaded comfy chair. Now, start to push the elbows back and notice your shoulder blades slide together, opening in the front of the chest. And then as we exhale, we'll push out and draw the hands together and round in just a little bit. I'll show you from the side. Breathe in, comfy armchair arms, open the chest, slide the shoulders together. Exhale, round in and slide the shoulders apart. Try that a few breaths at your pace, opening the front of the chest and then opening into the back body. Breathing in to open, letting the heart lift, rise. Exhale, heart tucks toward the back of the body. 2 more, your breath, your pace. Super. Place the hands onto the lap and we'll take this into a whole full spinal experience of seated cat and cow. Breathing in, arch, look up, but stick your bottom out a little bit here, the tail flinging back. Exhale, round in, tuck your tail under. Nice wave through the spine as you do this. Breathing in and arching. Breathing out, flow into a curl. At your pace. The breath begins the movement. Fluid, smooth, flexible spine. Graceful. Easeful. Super. We're going to take this and add the arms now to the movement. So breathing in, open out your wings, arch. Exhale, round and fold. You can touch opposite knees with your hands. Breathe in and open your wings. Exhale, fold and round. 2 more. Opening out the whole chest here, heart lifting. Exhale, all of your spine is so flexible. 1 more. That feels good to wake it all up. I love that. So let your arms dangle if you can by the sides, and we'll move into some side flexion for your spine now. So as if you're reaching to pick something up, and then to the other side, reaching down. And you can meditate yourself with breath here, like meditate rather than medicate. So maybe you want to inhale as you come up and exhale and you go to the side. Or you could do the opposite way. It's a slightly different experience. So this is our stage 1 of side bending. If you want the next level, you fingers to your shoulders. And this time we'll take a breath in and we can do a little lift of the elbow and open the side body. Super. If you want the next level, we reach up an arm and reach down with an arm. And tippy touch the shoulders in between. So maybe you can hear, I like to exhale while I side bend. What do you like? Everyone's different. Fabulous. Let's come to center, fingers to the shoulders, and just begin to rotate the spine. That's our next spinal movement. Here we rinse out the organs, improve digestion. But well, spinal joints are enjoying this lovely movement too. Let's take the twist towards the right, and we'll just stay there. You can rest your hands down onto your leg or to the chair or to the back of the chair, but see how much of your spine you can add to the twist. Are you turning your head as far as you can? That's the best rotation you'll get from your spine, in your neck, your head. The middle spine, not so much in the lower spine, but a little. And then we'll give us 3 delicious, glorious, big, deep breaths. Do you feel your belly move? Your ribs move? And your chest move. Are you exhaling all the way? Super. Come back into center and we'll go around to the other side. So hold on wherever's comfortable. Keep your both feet onto the floor. And try to have your knees kind of facing forwards as well. So this is really the spine, the ribs that we're getting a nice bit of action into. Most of the turn is in the neck. Because the ribs kind of get in the way a little bit, there's not as much in the mid back, but there is some. And a little less in the lower back. But let's use the breath to work all of those joints. Breathing will improve the spinal joints, the rib joints. And calm down our nervous system. That's the best of the best. Super. Let's come back into center. Take the feet a little wider here and begin to do a nice big scoopy stir the pot motion. Oh, I love this one. And what are we doing here? Because you might think this is my spine. It's not, the spine isn't doing a lot here, but you could add a little spinal wave to it. But a lot of this is we're moving the torso over the hip joint. And perhaps think of that. The hip joint right to the crease of the groin. You can change direction. Maybe add a little shoulder, add a little spine to it. That'll make you whirl around and swirl around like a little dirge. Very nice. Let's bring that back into center and heel toe the feet back towards each other. Oh, I know, let's do that again. What if you do the opposite? We're going to heel toe and toe heel. Out, 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 out. As far as you can go. So we've got a nice stretch into the inner thighs. And we'll do a tap. Waking that up is probably a good idea. Don't sit like a cowboy too much through the day. I don't. And then we'll toe heel back all the way. So let's get some movement into the feet and work our way up the joints through the body. So the feet first, take a foot forward and just give yourself a point and flex here. Working your ankle joint. And then we'll add in the same motion with the hand. So straight arm, but just moving the wrist. So the wrist and the ankle, like little partners. Like, bye-bye. Super. And we can rest that down and begin on the other side. So if you just begin with the foot, get the ankle going, calf muscles, pumping heart back to the blood. And then we can add a little wrist as well. You've been sitting using technology. We have to also exercise our hands, our fingers, so that the periphery is strong. We'll talk about the core, but strong periphery will support a good core. Let's go back to the first side, and this time we'll do with the foot like a little kind of swirl or tick-tock or something a little more side to side, or maybe even foot doodling. Go in any direction. Your feet need to do that to be adaptive to the ground. And then we'll do that with the wrist as well. So you could see if you can copy your foot with your hand or copy your hand with your foot. Oh, make sure you do breathe while you do that. Hold our breath, I don't know what I'm doing. Super, then do that little shake, the hand, the foot, and a little stomp of the foot. Great, and we'll do the same on the other side. So we just begin with the foot and see if you can make some multi-directional movement. Multi-direction, it's not just a linear, straightforward, but it could be a circle, a swirl, a doodle. And then check in, are you breathing nice, fluid, flowing breaths? Or did you forget? I know I forgot. Particularly when I add the hand and I say, oh, what if my hand copies my foot? Or maybe my hand does the opposite of my foot. Oh, then I really won't breathe. Which is great practicing for keeping your breath flowing even in stressful moments. Okay, and give that a little tap so we get circulation to the bottoms of the feet. Super. Do a little bit more for the hands. You're going to flare the fingers as if you're flicking water. We can do that a few times, getting a little faster. Super. And then stretch it out. Stretch the fingers nice and wide. Open, close the fingers. Then we'll interlace the fingers and do a little roly-poly for the fingers, the wrists, the elbows. Yeah. Let's give it a little stretch now. So push out with the palms. You can even round your back a little here. Give it as if you're yawning. Whoa. And then the palms are going to start to rise up toward the ceiling. Nice big stretch here. And we can take it to one side and stretch. And to another side and stretch. Super. Bring that all the way back and down. Great. So I hope we've warmed up the body quite a bit now. Maybe just a little for the knees, a little for the hip joint, and we'll practice getting up and down out of the chair and do some standing poses. I hope that works for you. Again, sit down if you don't want to join me standing. But let's just rub over the knees. Give the knees a lovely caress. I think we should send our knees Valentine's cards every day, because who likes it if you have angry knees? So you give them a little polish, get the inside of the knee, the outsides of the knee, and feel over the kneecap and down under the kneecap to a little bumpy lump on the front of your tibia bone here, which is where your thigh muscles attach. And by doing this, we're kind of warming things up. You know, there's a liquidity to us, and we're getting the liquid warm so that movement becomes free and easy. So those thigh muscles, quadriceps, attach just down here, and we're going to see if we can feel them by kicking out one knee and then the other. And we get a feedback there with the hands can sense that kind of tightening of the muscles, tightening. It's a sliding together of muscles as we extend the knee, and a sliding apart as we lower the foot to the ground. Yeah. All right. We're going to take out the right leg and hold it there and breathe and stay tall. So we're still seated mountains, and the mountain is going to grow a little by taking the opposite arm up and reaching up. Feel the fingers, energy sparkling through the fingers and through the toes. And following the breath in and out, and again and in and out. Super. Bring that back down. Should we forget the other side? No, let's do it. So doing what you can. So we're beginning with the leg, nice and strong, sitting up tall. There's a gentle inner lift through your body. Then the work on opposites. Take the opposite arm up, stay sitting tall, no slumping. And then energy rising all the way from your seat, all the way up through your torso, through your arm, through your fingertips. Tall. And breathing in. Are you feeling all those parts move? The belly, the ribs, the chest. And again. Super. Release that down. Stand up, feet again. Shake it out. We are going to do a little sit to stand. Now, I like to warm it up in stages for those who can't, don't want to, or say can do it once, but not 5 times like we're going to do. So 5 times, but do a little of this kind of rock back and forth. I was helping some seniors with this idea of how you get out of a chair the other day and how we can use arms, you know, but that's mostly upper body. Here we want to think legs to core, push your feet to the ground, push your feet to help you get up. So even if you can't do the getting up, you're engaging your legs and your core. So, and then when you're ready, we're going to go up and up we go. If you can't, just do the rocking. It's all great. Down we come, nice and easy, no plot there. Next one up, number 4. You did it, good job. Slowly down, very graceful. It's looking beautiful. 3, and we're up. Super. If you want a little booster for the next 2, as you go up, you can also lift your arms. Hurrah, we're up. And one more, and hurrah, we made it. You made it. Good job, everybody. Do some standing poses. So if you've got your chair or a wall, that will be kind of cool. Just adjust the camera a teeny bit so we don't put off too much. Let's see if that works. That should do nicely. Okay, so standing mountain. This one I'm going to say we don't use the chair for. Just as we have seated mountain pose, it's called Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel your feet now on the ground. You feel a line of energy draw up through the front of your body, helping you lift and head a little proud, as if you're looking out through, I don't know, the penthouse suite. Try not to stiffen yourself to experience that, but energetically feel there's a lift through your body. Then we'll take 3 rounds of breath, feeling belly, ribs, and chest all moving. Belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling chest, ribs, and belly. Inhaling belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling chest, ribs, belly. Does that feel good to breathe? And again. Super. So it's time to do a little bit of hip flexion, hip opening rather, and we'll do some balance. So take a hold of the chair. I'm going to stand here with my left leg to the chair and right leg is free. And I'm going to do a little come hither with the knee. So just wagging the leg in and out, and we can stay with that. Or if you're feeling that you could do a little more, you lift the leg and start to circle. I'm keeping the other leg a little bit bent, just so there's a muscular sleeve of support rather than locking the knee. That can be a little problematic. We can also circle in the other way. Good. And then we can kind of open and close like a gate. Oh, should I remind us to breathe deeply? Excellent. And then we'll turn the knee out and come into tree pose. So you're nicely balanced by the chair, I hope, and then you get to decide, does the foot stay down to the floor, onto the shin, around the knee, or higher? You decide. It's up to you what's working for you. Then we can explore, maybe you don't hold so tightly, maybe it's just one finger holding, or maybe no fingers. I don't know. What are you doing today? Most important, do you still feel the breath flow in and out? You can feel it at your nostrils. Maybe you want to take it just a little notch more challenging from whichever level you're at. So less fingers holding the chair, or maybe hands away from the chair. Or if you're in the mudra here, Anjali mudra, you might want to soar that mudra all the way up, or just one hand up. It's up to you. We're going to do another 2 breaths here. Softening, smiling, and bringing that all the way down. I see some fabulous trees there. We're going to shake the tree, though. Shake the leaves off the tree, shake the bark off the tree. Yeah. Just so that we loosen up any tension that we might have had. So I'm going to switcheroo to the other side. You can make your adjustment. It's great to have the chair there, just so we feel comfortable, the nervous system doesn't get alarmed, and then we can challenge the balance a little bit at a time. So first of all, let's limber up the hip joint. That's kind of right in here, there's a ball in a socket, and you can either have the toes down and just wag the leg out and in, or you can start to lift the foot away from the floor and explore a nice range of motion here. And every little scoop that we make creates synovial fluid in the joint. It's only really movement makes that happen. So a good scoop once in a while is very good for the hip joint. So we can go in the other direction. Make sure the breath is going in and out. And then we can do a little open and close the gate. And we're certainly building bone in this leg. It's working really hard. And then turning the knee out and coming into tree pose, either toes on the floor or foot onto your shin, or higher if you want to do that. Now hold on, but make sure here what's going on with holding on. Is there a grip? Can you relax the grip? Maybe less fingers, maybe no fingers. It's okay to do a little wobble, a little kind of hovering, a little side to side. That's kind of normal. It's a postural sway. So just finding your spot. It can help if you have a gaze that you fix on, but don't make it too tight a gaze, just soft. And then check in with your challenge. Would you like more? Would you like less? As long as the breath is flowing, change your challenge to what is just right for you. Belly, ribs, chest, chest, ribs, belly. We are fabulous trees, shedding our leaves. Well, we've got buds growing. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, so we'll do a lunge pose today, and all of these are also, by the way, good balance poses and strengthening for your bones, for your muscles. So we'll face the chair. It helps here, like I've got a mat that helps, you know, give me a little purchase on the floor. If you've got socks, that might not be as good a purchase, but see how you feel. I'm going to step my right leg back, but the foot is not, the heel is not on the floor. So that's the first thing. So it gives us a lovely curve to our foot as if you have a high heel shoe. Front leg is going to be bent about 90 degrees. That will get those thigh muscles nice and strong and working. See if you can feel your butt muscles working at the back leg too. Now you can hold on. Or if you want to start to lift up one arm, and slowly lower it down. Let's do that move with the breath, with the other arm, breathing in, lifting the other arm, and lowering it down. Now, you can go one arm, or maybe this time you want to take two arms. See how it goes. Strong and active legs. Feel your feet anchored to the ground. An inner lift all the way from the feet through the legs, the torso, sparkling out through your fingertips. Breathing in and out. And in and out. Super. Let's lower the arms down, bend a little into the standing leg, and let's see if we can lift the other leg back behind us, a little balance challenge. And how much do you need to hold the chair here? Ooh, maybe you might use less fingers. You might even let go. I don't know. See how it goes. And then the last challenge, if you want to extend your opposite arm to the leg that's back, you can do it. Breathing. Good stuff. Let's come back down. How did that go, everyone? This is super challenge. You know, I like that one if I'm in the kitchen and boiling the kettle, to just do that, you know, to stretch back. In fact, we'll do that now. Do a stretch back into like what we call a downward dog, which is a super stretch for your back. It's a kitchen counter stretch. But it's one that you can also add what we just did with taking the leg back. You know, you can always add that on for a little play and balance. Give yourself a couple of nice full breaths. Super. And then we'll walk our way back to the chair, ready to do the other side. Now, if you are in the chair and you say, well, how could I do the lunge in the chair? You could. I'm just going to quickly demo that by turning to the side and doing that stretch. You're doing that in the chair, just to let you know on that one if you don't want to stand. Okay, then otherwise we'll take the other leg back. And a couple of little pointers. We're trying to get the front leg about 90 degrees. You can feel that the muscle's going to work and support you. What about the back leg? Have that lovely active shape in the back foot. If you have a high heel shoe. And then see if you can also feel your butt cheek of the back leg firing up to support you. Strong legs, super strong legs. Strong legs so the energy rises through the trunk, all the way out through the top of the head. And then maybe we can take a breath in and lift one arm up. And breathe out and down it goes. Let's do the other side, breathing in, lifting the arm. And breathing out and lowering. And then you get to choose. Maybe you lift one arm, or maybe you take both arms a little away, or maybe both arms all the way into a high lunge. Steady balance, steady breathing. Energy sparkling out through the tips of your fingertips. Super. Bring the arms down, hold on to the chair. We lean a little bit forward and let's see if we can play with our balance here. Taking the leg. So I'm active in the back leg. I'm pushing the back heel back in space. I've also got a little bend in the standing leg, so the muscles are really supporting the balance. And then maybe there's a little play of letting go a little more. And if you'd like to take the opposite arm to the leg, so if it's your left leg back, your right arm is forward, and maybe you let go a little and see what happens. Or not. Super. Let's bring both legs, feet to the floor, give it a little shake out. And I'm going to do a nice little butt thump here as well, because I could really feel that was working my glute muscles quite a bit, which is kind of important, especially as we get older. We sit on them, they get stuck together, and they don't do anything very useful, which all of that balance works, especially these side glutes a lot. So I'm going to do one last standing pose, and for this one I need the chair in front of me, and it's goddess pose. So I take the legs wider. Actually, I might move the chair just so you can see what is going on. The legs are a little wider, the feet are going to turn outwards, and then we're going to bend into the legs a little bit and feel this stretch into the inner thighs, a super leg strengthener. If you feel your knees are falling in, then maybe take a slightly less wide stance. Match the stance to what your knees say yes please to. And we'll do a few little squats into it and then see if we can hold for a few breaths. So you can straighten a little and then bend, and I'm rotating the thighs out as I go lower. I'm turning the thighs outwards. That helps the position of the leg. Then I'll come up and the thighs go inwards. I'll go down a little. Oh, breathing and enjoying this delicious strengthener and opener. And then we're going to see if we can hold it. So go just to where you're okay. And take a few breaths. True goddess pose. We take the arms out and we can either have palms up or come into this goalpost stance. Are you feeling anything in your legs yet? Oh, I am. So breathe into that sensation. I've got it. And another one, you've got it. Fabulous, we'll straighten out. Never have you wanted to straighten your legs so much, I'm sure. So let's bring the feet, we can heel toe them back together and come back into mountain pose. So check in with your mountain pose. First of all, give you a little teaser here. Don't look at your feet. Look pretty much straight ahead. Again, there's an energy lifting your head to the ceiling, shoulders relaxed. And then just put yourself into your feet and sense the position. Could you picture the position of your feet? What is the base of your mountain? And then look at your feet. And are your feet where you thought they were? Oh. Maybe one is turned out more than you thought. Are they both lined up forwards? Not necessarily, right? So we don't need to worry about that too much. It's just that connection in what we think our body's doing to what our body is doing. So comfortable for your knees. Feel the energy draw up through the crown of the head, mountain pose. Give yourself 3 breaths. Appreciating breath, moving belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. Feel the belly button draw to the spine as you exhale. Full breath out. And again. Super posture, full breathing, healthy body, healthy mind. Super. We're just going to do one little standing thing more. And then we're back to relaxing in the chair. Just good time. Okay, so let's take the right arm and just stretch and reach it up. And switch that across into the other side, just opening the side body. Good. Bring that down, bring the feet back close together. And we're going to do standing half moon pose. Then we take both arms up. and lean all the way to the left as far as you can go. So you look like we're all crescent moons here, or trees impacted by a wind in one direction. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale. Let's come all the way up. And half moon pose to the other side. So you're trying to push your ribs a little bit too. Out to the side. Full deep breath in. And let's bring ourselves all the way up. Fabulous. Release everything down. Give it a little roll. Super. We're going to come back to our seat. And do some very gentle seated stretches. Hopefully everybody feels a little more open through the ribs now with those stretches and that breathing. So seated mountain. And we'll take the right hand and we're going to swoop it all the way out and back behind us. Turn your head in the opposite direction. Let your fingers stretch back to the wall behind you. So now there's a stretch into the forearm, the wrist. Breath. Start to turn the head to center and sweep the arm all the way across the body. Catch it all the way at the shoulder. And now we'll turn the head to look over this shoulder. Deep breath in. Full breath out. And let's release that and do that on the other side. So sweeping the left arm out. Turn the head in the opposite direction. Notice across the front of the chest here, there's a stretch starting to happen. Change the dynamic of the stretch by pointing your fingers to the wall back behind you. You feel the heel of the hand kind of pushing forward. Breath. Turn your head back to center and sweep the arm all the way across the body. Catch at the top of the shoulder and turn your head to look over this shoulder. Breath. Let it find any little places that are tight or stiff. Let's let that go. Bring it all the way back and down. Take the feet a little wider now. Make sure you're perched a little more at the front of your chair. And then lean the right elbow into the right thigh. Left arm kind of connects to the knee. And just as if you had a cloak, I'm going to sweep the cloak open and bring that all the way, turning the body, looking at the hand. As you exhale, bring that arm all the way back down to touch at the knee. The inhale, swoop open your cloak. Breathing in. And then breathing out, swooping back down, touching at the knee. Let's swoop open the cloak again, and this time we'll hold that up there, turning the head to the hands. Breathing in, breathing out. Super. Let's switch that across to the other side. Elbow to knee, and a little swoosh up, turning to follow the hand. And swooping back down to the knee. Breathing in, like a beautiful silken cloak. And breathing out. And then opening out the cloak and holding the arm there, turning the head to look at the hand, and give yourself 2 really deep, juicy breaths. Right. Let's bring the arm down, and I hope that you have a strap or a belt of some kind that we can use to stretch the back of the legs. So we'll just do that a little before we go today. So the strap goes around, let's do the ball of the right foot. And we're going to kick out the leg nice and long, heel forwards, toes up towards you. We're still as if we're sitting in that mountain pose that we began with. So the shoulders relaxed and down, the head lifted, the trunk long and tall. So no slumping. And then let the breath flow. And maybe you nudge just a teeny higher, I don't know. Or maybe you start to hinge at the hip joint and fold just a little, bringing your collarbones forward in space. Try not to round your back to do this though. Really feel that little draw forward speaks to the back of the knee and the back of the thigh. Very nice. Let's come up. Can take away the strap. And let's catch a fish on the other side. So you might begin a little lower. Push your heel forward. Draw the toes towards you. Sit tall. So you've got this lovely lifted expression of your spine. We don't want that to be tense though, so chill. Breath. And then maybe you want to nudge a little higher. And or you could fold a little at the hip joint, feel your collarbones are moving forward in space. Your back doesn't bend, but you might feel the back of the leg. It says something. Breath. Super. Let's bring that back and down. We can put the strap to the side. We're going to turn out toward the right and let the left knee draw down. So we're in that kind of lunge position on the chair. You can hold the back of the chair and then just reach out the arm on that side, stretch it out, lengthen now the front side of the body. Bring that arm back down. And we're going to swivel. So I could tell you wanted to stay there longer. I think like, oh, I don't have to go down. Oh, the time's nearly up. I'm sorry. So for those who don't like the lunge, this is a good one. When you don't have to worry about balance, but you get a lovely stretch down the hip flexor, the side of the body, and down into the front of the thigh and the knee. Super. Let's come back facing to the front of the chair and we'll just do a gentle roll down of the spine. It's so nice to get all of the spine articulated. So allow your chin to drop to your chest and then start to fold your vertebrae and at the hip joint and roll all the way down, 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 down. Maybe you can touch your toes today. Let your head be droopy. Let it hang. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. And with the next breath in, we're going to come all the way up. Unfurl your spine. And then let your arms reach all the way up, 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 up. And open out all the way like a big rainbow. We're going to try that one more time. Roll down. Folding, falling down as if you're, I don't know, falling asleep in the chair. Once you've hit the lowest peak that you can reach down, take a deep breath in. Full breath out. And I think we're ready to rise on the next breath. Coming up. Letting the arms reach up and open all the way around. That felt so nice to do that. I'm going to do that with the arms again. I'm going to breathe and open the arms. I hope that we're feeling more refreshed, revitalized. So you just want to keep doing this, even though we click and say goodbye. And it feels so good. We're just going to bring the hands to the heart into Anjali Mudra and connect with everyone in the little boxes and say thank you for joining me for some yoga today, a little lunchtime yoga. Have a wonderful, peaceful day. Remember to breathe well, to smile, and to have some little movement smacks along your journey's day. Namaste.